Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Breakdown, episode 14. It's Daytona, baby.
The great American race, as they say.
They do, and it was a race for the ages.
Absolutely. William Byron, back-to-back Daytona 500 champion.
Unbelievable, right? Like, only the fifth driver to ever do that.
Only the fifth puts him in some incredible company, right?
Yeah, I mean, you've got Richard Petty,
Denny Hamlin,
Cale Yarborough, Sterling Marlin. I mean,
it's amazing, honestly. Like,
really is.
It's a testament to how tough it is to even win one.
Right, yeah.
But to win two in a row on a super speedway.
Yeah, with all the chaos that goes on.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I mean, you get those big packs and one little mistake, and suddenly you've got the big one happening.
It's like a chain reaction, and then you just hope you're not in the wrong place at the wrong time.
You've got to have a lot of luck on your side.
Yeah, some of it's luck, but some of it's skill, too.
Oh, absolutely.
Knowing when to make that move, when to hold back.
And William Byron, I mean, he seems to have mastered it.
He does. He really does. And, remember what he said after the race? He said
it's not all luck, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's like, it's not all luck to win twice in a row. And I think he's right. I mean, yeah, you need some luck.
You got to be there at the end.
You got to be there at the end. But you also have to put yourself in position to win.
And those last few laps.
Oh, man.
It was like watching a high-speed chess match.
Dodging and weaving through that wreckage.
I mean, you talk about nerves of steel.
It was incredible. And, you can't talk about Byron's success without talking about Hendrick Motorsports.
Oh, yeah, that team.
They're a powerhouse, man. This win was their 10th Daytona 500 victory.
10th.
It's a new record.
That's crazy.
They surpassed Petty Enterprises. It's like, wow, Hendrick Motorsports, they've got it figured out.
What do you think it is? What's their secret sauce?
It's a combination of things. It's the best equipment. Those cars are always fast.
Always
reliable. And they've got amazing drivers, William Byron being one of them.
Yeah, they really do.
And the crew chief, the strategists, they make those smart calls during the race.
It's a whole package.
Yeah, they've got it all.
Well, and speaking of Hendrick, we'll be able to talk about Jeff Gordon for a second.
Oh, yeah, the boss.
The man himself. 3-time Daytona 500 winner.
Owns the team now.
And, he was obviously thrilled for William Byron. He even said, he hopes Byron breaks them all.
Yeah, he wants him to break all the records.
Like, that's pretty amazing, right? He's got so much faith in this young driver.
It shows you what kind of mentor he is. He wants to see his guys succeed.
It's pretty awesome. Okay, so let's switch gears for a minute. Did you see Ryan Preece's flip?
Oh, man. I thought he was done.
It was terrifying.
Like, the car just went airborne, and it was flipping, and I'm thinking, oh, no, this is going to be bad.
Yeah, it was one of those moments where you just hold your breath.
And then it lands back on its wheels.
I know. It was unbelievable.
And he pops the safety net like, hey, I'm okay.
Like it was nothing.
Yeah, like a Sunday drive. Unbelievable.
But, scary moment. Really shows the dangers of racing at those speeds.
Oh, yeah. But thankfully, the cars are so much safer now than they used to be.
Yeah, NASCAR's really stepped up the safety game.
Absolutely. And Preece walked away from that wreck. I mean, that's a testament to how far they've come.
But unfortunately, you can't prevent all the crashes. We had a couple of those massive big ones this year.
The big ones, yeah, they're inevitable, aren't they?
They seem to be, on a super speedway at least.
Especially at Daytona.
And we lost some big names in those crashes.
Yeah, we did. Joey Logano.
Kyle Busch.
Ryan Blaney.
Chase Elliott.
Yeah, it's always tough to see those guys go out like that. Especially when it's not even their fault.
Yeah, you just get caught up to the wrong place at the wrong time.
It's just part of it, I guess.
Yeah, it is. And, speaking of Kyle Busch, this poor guy still hasn't won a Daytona 500.
Oh, man, I know. This was his 20th attempt.
0 for 20?
So come on, Daytona. Give the guy a break.
It's like it's cursed,
Right. It's just bad luck. You can't explain it.
You can't explain it's Daytona.
That's Daytona for you.
Okay. But amidst all the chaos, we had some incredible performances. Jimmy Johnson,
the comeback kid,
7-time champion, comes back not as a driver,
but as a team owner.
And gets a 3rd-place finish.
Incredible, right?
Like, what a story.
Legacy Motor Club. He started this team from scratch.
That's amazing.
And to see them on the podium at Daytona, that was special.
It really was. It gives me goosebumps just thinking about it.
You could see how much it meant to him.
Oh, yeah. It was emotional.
He's achieved everything as a driver, and now he's proving himself as an owner.
And it's not just Jimmy Johnson. John Hunter Nemechek, driving for Legacy Motor Club, finished 5th.
Yeah, top 5. For a relatively new driver, that's huge.
It's huge. And it shows the potential of this team. They're going to be a force to be reckoned with.
They are. And, speaking of new teams making a splash, Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s team, KR Motorsports.
Oh, yeah, their Cup debut.
Justin Allyear finished 9th.
9th place. For their first Cup race, that's incredible.
That's impressive. They're making a statement.
Yeah, like, hey, we're here and we're ready to compete.
Exactly. It's going to be interesting to see how they do this season.
Absolutely. Okay, so before we move on, I want to talk about this new rule that NASCAR implemented this year.
Oh, yeah, the world-class driver provisional spot.
Yeah, basically giving a driver from another racing series a chance to compete in the Daytona 500.
It's an interesting idea, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, it opens it up to some really talented drivers from different disciplines.
And this year, the driver who got that spot was Helio Castroneves,
Four-time Indy 500 winner.
a legend.
A legend. So it was really cool to see him out there, trying his hand at NASCAR.
It was, although unfortunately he got caught up in one of those early wrecks.
Yeah, finished 39th.
Not the debut he was hoping for.
Not the debut he was hoping for. But still, to even compete in the Daytona 500,
It's an accomplishment.
it's an accomplishment.
Yeah, for sure.
And, another driver who had a rough day was Martin Truex Jr.
Oh yeah, the former chant.
He retired from full-time racing, but he decided to give Daytona one more shot.
And it didn't go his way.
Nope, finished 38th, caught up in an early wreck as well.
Sometimes Daytona just doesn't cooperate, no matter how good you are.
It's unpredictable.
It really is.
And that's what makes it so exciting, right?
Absolutely. You never know what's going to happen.
We'll be back in just a moment to dive deeper into some of the other stories and analyze what this race might tell us about the season ahead.
It's a race that can make or break your season, for sure.
And, speaking of making a statement, Jimmy Johnson and Legacy Motor Club,
Oh, yeah.
2 top 5 finishes
Right out of the gate.
in their debut.
That's impressive.
I mean, that's got to feel good for Jimmy Johnson.
I bet. I mean, to walk away from driving
Yeah.
and then come back as an owner and have that kind of success right away.
It's like, what a story, right?
A storybook ending, almost.
Yeah, and, he said after the race, he said, I'm trying to remember the exact quote, something about emotions he didn't expect.
Yeah, he was talking about how he never felt this way as a driver, like the emotions of being an owner are different.
Different kind of pressure.
Different kind of pressure, yeah. I mean, as a driver, you're just focused on yourself, your car.
Yeah.
But as an owner, you've got this whole team. These guys are depending on you.
Yeah, it's a whole different ballgame.
It is.
And, he's obviously got a good team behind him.
Oh, yeah, they're talented.
John Hunter Nemechek, 5th place.
Yeah, he did great. He's a young guy, too. A lot of potential.
A lot of potential. And with Jimmy Johnson as a mentor.
I mean, come on. That's got to be invaluable.
Yeah, you can't put a price on that kind of experience.
No, you can't. He's learning from one of the best.
Absolutely. Okay, so Hendrick Motorsports,
A dynasty.
they just keep winning.
10 Daytona 500.
It's unbelievable. Can anyone stop them?
That's the question, isn't it? I mean, we saw some other teams perform well.
23XI, Joe Gibbs Racing.
Legacy Motor Club, obviously.
But can they consistently challenge Hendrick?
That's the key. Consistency. It's a long season.
It is a long season. And, you've got to have everything working right to win at this level.
The car, the driver, the pit crew, the strategy.
And a little bit of luck.
Oh, always a little bit of luck, especially at a super speedway.
Speaking of luck, Ryan Preece.
Oh, man, that flip.
I mean, how did he walk away from that?
I don't know. I'm still amazed by it.
Those safety advancements are incredible.
They are. I mean, that could have been so much worse a few years ago.
No doubt. NASCAR's done a great job on that front.
They have. It's not just about speed anymore. It's about safety, too.
And, those big ones, they're always a risk at these super speedways.
Yeah, it's pack racing, one little mistake.
Chain reaction.
Exactly. It's like a domino effect.
It's hard to watch sometimes, when you see all those cars get collected.
Yeah, you feel for the drivers who get caught up in it, especially when it's not their fault.
It's just bad luck.
It is, but it's part of the game.
It is. And, speaking of bad luck, Kyle Busch still hasn't won a Daytona 500.
It's unbelievable, right?
Yeah. 20 attempts.
20 attempts and nothing.
Like he's cursed.
Maybe it's just not meant to be.
Maybe. But hey, stranger things have happened.
That's true. This is Daytona after all.
Anything can happen at Daytona.
That's what they say. And they're right.
Okay, so last few laps of the race.
Oh, the intensity.
Just everywhere.
Overtime finish again.
6th time in the last 8 years.
It's becoming a tradition.
Right. Like, is it just coincidence?
I don't know. Maybe there's something about Daytona.
Something in the air.
Maybe. The energy, the pressure, the close racing.
It all culminates in those last few laps.
And usually an overtime finish.
And this year, William Byron, threading the needle.
Unbelievable driving.
2nd win in a row.
Back-to-back champion. What a performance.
It really was. Can he make it 3?
3 in a row. That would be historic.
I mean, no one's ever done it before.
It would be something else. But hey, this is William Byron we're talking about.
And Hendrick Motorsports.
Don't forget about them, the powerhouse behind the champion.
They're a force to be reckoned with.
They are. And this Daytona 500, it was just a taste of what's to come, I think.
Yeah, it was a waddled ride.
It was. And the season, it's just getting started.
We've covered a lot of ground so far, but there's still plenty more to unpack. We'll be back in a moment to discuss some of the other intriguing performances and analyze what this race might tell us about the season ahead. It feels like a changing of the guard,
Yeah, a little bit. Like we've got these young guys coming in, hungry for wins.
They're not afraid to mix it up.
No, they're not. And, that's what makes it exciting. It's like, who's going to be the next big star?
Well, and it's not just the young guys, right?
No, the veterans are still there.
Jimmy Johnson on the podium.
Like, he never left.
It's amazing. The guy comes back after a few years away, starts his own team.
And they're already winning.
It's unbelievable. So looking ahead to the rest of the season, what are you thinking?
Well, Hendrick, they're still the team to beat, right?
Yeah, it's hard to argue with that.
But I think we're going to see some other teams step up this year.
Like who?
Well, 23 Sky, they look good at Daytona.
Yeah, Tyler Reddick.
Bubba Wallace, they've got a good thing going.
And Team Penske.
Logano, Blaney, Cindric, they're always in the mix.
Yeah, they're always contenders. And a Legacy Motor Club.
The wild card.
Right, like who knows what they're capable of.
They could be a real threat for the championship. They've got the talent. They've got the leadership.
It's going to be an interesting season, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. And Daytona, it just gave us a little preview.
A little taste of the action.
The drama, the excitement.
The wrecks.
The wrecks, unfortunately.
But hey, that's part of it, right?
It is. It's what keeps us coming back for more.
Well said. So we've broken down the Daytona 500. We've talked about the big moments, the key players.
The storylines.
The storylines. And, it's just the beginning.
The season is young.
We've got a lot of racing left.
A lot of racing left, and who knows what's going to happen.
That's the beauty of it, right? You never know.
Every week, it's a new story.
New challenges, new winners.
New uprace.
It's all part of the fun. So thanks for joining us on this Daytona 500 deep dive. We'll be back next week to break down all the action for the next race on the schedule.
Can't wait. It's going to be a good one.